it's not necessarily like against a specific race or systemic racism there, but really the real racism, and that's the wrong word, but is the real prejudice against poor people, and
yes.
not
so yes, exactly.
Yeah, and
you
not
call that. What would you call that? What would be the word for that? Like
economic prejudice or
yeah.
But I mean, and it's because as a result of the system we live in. Like, we live in a system where there's supposed to be masses who don't really, accomplish that much in life, who get menial jobs and like either on welfare or something, or, basically they generate profits for, food companies, the medical industry, like we're basically like, in the matrix, and we're being like drained, or we're cattle.
Honestly, this is actually blowing my mind away, because we are unfolding an aspect where at this point you can't deny the fact that it really isn't about color.
Yeah, at all.
It's about, one, it does have to do with I do have to mention the part character, because besides of a system that wants to keep the majority of people not wealthy, character is that thing that's going to carry you through this crazy road where you're going to build these skills, become this person that's going to have resources, intelligence, people that love you and that you love them, the whole 9 yards, and you're going to grow into a person that can't be broken that easily and doesn't need the government that easily and has all these things because of your character. Right. And so I have to stress that part, because this whole thing of like certain races don't get as much money, and they don't get this, and they don't get that. And we could sit in this conversation all day long. The quickest way to just bypass all this is on an individual level. You say, I'm going to step it up.
Right. Yeah.
Not like I got to wait for my race to get it together, or I got to wait for the white people to start apologizing. Like, that's not the answer. The answer is you on a personal level, because you and I both know when you're on your vision, your path, all this stuff is noise.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, there are a lot of people here who like our purpose in life, and myself included, is to help other people, like essentially achieve self-actualization ultimately.
Transcend.
But yeah, transcend like the barriers of like, physical life, and really to understand that there's something greater out there, and that you have a very important purpose for not just being on this planet at this time, but being in the universe. Like, you're unique, you have a unique gift. And I really believe it doesn't matter what race you are, where you're born, whether you're rich or poor, and honestly, in some ways, I think rich people have like more obstacles to go over, because if everything's given to you, like, you don't have to build that character. You don't have to build that like perseverance, and, it's a lot easier if your parents are really supportive and, like emotionally there for you. But a lot of rich people, like, their parents aren't there for them. They give them money, but yeah. And that's the thing. It's like,
there's always a trade-off.
There's also, an aspect that I feel like we should, talk about. It's the same thing with me having Crohn's disease. Like, I really consider that as one of my greatest gifts in life, and one of the greatest blessings for me. I've been through such awful, experiences because of Crohn's disease, like almost dying and, puking my guts out, hundreds of times, and, had like shitting my pants, and like literally just like having the worst experience I could, imagine. But it's, going through that, it's like, I can do anything. Like, you're not like someone coming to me and calling me a name. I'm just like what? Yeah. And it's led me to spirituality. It's led me to really discover who I am, why I'm here. And so it's the same thing, with tough situations. Like, I really believe that people choose I think we all chose the situation we were going to come into. And so for us to go through these struggles is like, a lot of that's programmed into our experience. Like, we're here for growth. We're here to level up. And, it's like, if you're dropped into a feathered nest and everything's perfect, you know, you got everything on a silver platter, how much are you really leveling up? You know, it's like, are you here to have an easy time and just like not do anything, you know, substantial?
No, it's impossible. Like if there is no friction that you're creating by default, the progress is not going to happen.
Yeah, it's like lifting weights, you know, or like
it's exactly like that.
You know,
it will not happen.
And so, so struggles are the source of your strength. Ultimately, it's like
if you look at it from the right perspective.
Back to your other point, like if you have the right perspective, and so really it's going to come down to us all taking responsibility for our own lives and saying, hey, like I create my own reality. I mean, I'm grateful and looking forward to the day when the average person realizes that their thoughts create their reality and that they're in control of their life. And 100%. And so I think that's ultimately what we need to get to overcome racism and realize that race isn't real. It's really just like a, you know, construct that we created and that a lot of us buy into.
All right, thanks for watching this clip from Appropriate Culture. If you want to watch the full episode, go ahead and check out us at appropriateculture.com. You can also check us out on the social media platforms at Appropriate Culture. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.